Well, autism, RFK, I got something to say. Now, my son is autistic, okay? And there's a lot of talk going around that, autism is caused by vaccines. And that's listen, I done had all the vaccinations you can think of. I don't have autism. RFK, I'm pretty sure his daddy had him vaccinated. He ain't got autism, okay? The measles outbreak that's going on right now across the south central part of the world, America, Texas and Oklahoma and shit, because they wasn't vaccinated, okay? Just facts. Here's the thing, and I like RFK, because he's a health nut, okay? But he's a conspiracy theorist as well. So I'm speaking to you as a parent that have a son that's autistic. What you eat is what you is. And what do you mean by that, Savar? I give you advice. I'm behind a student that's driving the car, so that's why I'm driving 30 miles an hour in a 45 mile per hour speed zone. But taking driver's ed, so you gotta be a little patient. You are what you eat. Everything you eat, your body digests. And then your body, through a digestion, period, takes fats, proteins, carbs, electrolytes, things to make and help make amino acids, right? Protein is the staple of amino acids, all amino acids, all binding protein, like the thing that you need. They also go for reproductive organs, reproductive cells, sperm and eggs, right? Now, I wasn't always a health nut. I smoked like a freight train. I used to drink a lot of alcohol. My wife, drunk, she also smoked. And we ate a lot of fast food, a lot of inflammatory fucking fast foods, okay? When you're eating out all the time, that food isn't the healthiest food. So what normally happens is the body's taking that, it's digesting that, you're loading yourself up, your sexual organs, with that shit that you ate, and that's what your semen and sperm is developing in, as well as the eggs, right? And you have sex, and then out comes a kid that have some learning disabilities, and a lot is because genetics. My wife is Asian, I am black. That population is a correlation with higher rates of autism, because most black folks is unhealthy as it is, and Asians, the way that they do things and eat things and stuff. A lot of Asians like to eat a lot of raw stuff. Of course, we cook everything, but that's just genetics, right? So, and that is not me speculating, that is just science. It's science. And autism isn't a form of mental retardation. There are a lot of people that are autistic that are very smart, that are very successful. My son is finally starting to talk. He said, "What?" yesterday. It was like the funniest thing. I went, "What you want?" And he said, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome, right?" He's 6, and it's just a delay of learning. However, to say that, your kid got this shot is why he's autistic. Babies get vaccinated from the time they come out the womb because their immune system is so weak that once they get exposed to elements, babies can get sick just like that. So you have to give them certain shots. Sorry, it's just facts. But you have people that say you shouldn't do it, and then people listening, when their kid died, they feel bad. I should have listened to my son, or my daughter would be here. Environment, genetics, and what you eat normally dictates if your kid gonna be diagnosed with some type of disability. The environment, are you happy? Are you sad a lot? If you're constantly stressed out, being stressed out causes the body to be in an inflammatory state a lot of times. That suppresses the immune system. That can also make eggs and semen unhealthy, because you're suppressing certain vitamins and minerals and stuff that it needs to have a healthy production or a batch of sperm in a healthy batch of eggs. That is just science. The lower your testosterone goes, the worse that those sperms are going to be. They're graded, grade A through D. If they ain't all going in a straight line, grade A, a lot of times you may have something going on with your testosterone. Same with women ovaries. If your periods are longer or shorter than normal, or you're dropping more eggs than normal. And a lot of times that could be maybe your estrogen level. So you got to look at a lot of things. Okay. So if you're living a stress-free life, you're eating healthy, you're doing healthy things, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a healthy baby. But if you're smoking, if you're drinking, if you're doing a lot of unnecessary bullshit, and then your kid come out autistic, you don't blame vaccines. You blame yourself. Okay? Because there are a lot of things you could do better, right? That can really help the growth of a child. Period. Point blank. But we as humans, we like instant gratification. So we eat the stuff that makes us happy. We do the things that relax us, like drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, doing cocaine, doing heroin, whatever the fuck you prefer to take the edge off. But that has an effect on your body. So when you go to try to make babies, that's why when a woman is doing crack cocaine or heroin, and the guy's doing it, and then they get pregnant, even if they stop doing it, it's already in the blood, the egg. You have that baby's already addicted to crack and heroin. It's the same thing. What you eat is what you are. And when you're going to make a baby, that means what you eat is what you are, is also what that baby's going to become. So to the parents out there that have children like myself that's autistic, understand that the environment we created, the things we ate and ingested, or our genetics dictated that baby will have that. That doesn't mean hate yourself. That doesn't mean hate your child. Guess what? I love both my children. I love myself because I'm doing things to better myself. That's why I got into health and fitness. I raised my son no different than my daughter, and I'm showing him, it takes a little bit more because, learn this bit, but I'm showing him how to be a good man, how to be a responsible young man. It's going to, and trust me, it's hard work. Be patient. Don't be stressed out. There's a very high successful rate with autism if you apply yourself as a parent to that child. Show the child. Don't leave him out. Teach the child. But don't beat yourself up or think that, I got vaccinated or he was on formula, that's why it is. No. It starts with what we were ingesting in our genetics. Never forget that. What you eat is what you is. And when there's a baby involved, when you fertilize that egg, just remember that batch of food you had the night before, 2 nights before, or if you're eating McDonald's or Popeyes every day, or eating out all the time and smoking and drinking, you're producing that batch of sperm or eggs that's, if it get fertilized, that child runs a high risk of having some type of disability or deformity. So, watch what you eat if you're trying to get pregnant. If you're trying to conceive, watch what you eat. Eat clean, be clean, and 9 times out of 10, an 80% chance, an 85% chance, there's always 15% margin of error because that's genetics, right? That you will have a healthy child. That's the best advice I can give. Once again, it's not a shot at RFK. That was just his way of getting elected, and now he has to use that skit to say, yeah, this is what caused it. It's just like how Trump blamed Biden for losing the election. However, he went out to China with these tariffs because, let's face it, COVID fucked up a lot of shit, and Trump didn't handle it the best, and Biden damn sure didn't do the best with it. So, don't listen to everybody. That's just factual evidence, guys. But love yourself, love your child, help the child, don't abandon the child. Until the next video, this is Boy Savar Matner. I'm Savar.